Welcome to Module 1 Understanding Sustainability. This module focuses on three key elements: definitions of sustainability, key frameworks, and the current trends in the world of sustainability. Let's dive into the basic idea of sustainability by looking at some key definitions and perspectives from top organizations and reports. First, there's the definition from the United Nations Brundtland Report, which says sustainability is about development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This report was a big deal because it made people all over the world pay attention to sustainable development. This definition is all about finding a balance between what we need now and what future generations will need, showing how environmental, social, and economic factors are all connected. Similarly, the UN Global Compact has a broad definition describing sustainability as a strategic approach to managing a business's economic, social, and environmental impacts. This highlights the importance of integrating sustainability into business practices, recognizing that economic, social, and environmental issues are all linked. These key definitions help us see the full picture of sustainability and why it matters in different areas and situations. Sustainability is more than just protecting the environment. It includes social fairness, economic success, and good governance. It needs a strategic and combined approach to tackle the complex challenges we face today. Over time, the idea of sustainability has changed and grown. It started with corporate social responsibility (CSR), where companies focused on giving back to the community and being socially responsible. Nowadays, the focus has shifted to environmental, social, and governance (ESG) criteria. ESG looks at how businesses manage their environmental impact, their social responsibilities, and their internal governance. This shift shows how sustainability has become more comprehensive and integrated into business strategies. Moreover, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) provide a universal framework to tackle sustainability challenges. The SDGs outline 17 goals with specific targets that both countries and businesses can aim for, covering areas like poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, peace, and justice. These goals help guide efforts to create a more sustainable and equitable world. By understanding these definitions and how the concept of sustainability has evolved, we can better see how to incorporate sustainable practices into our daily work. It's about making thoughtful choices that consider long-term impacts on the environment, society, and our own organizations. This integrated approach ensures that we're not just doing good for now, but also setting up future generations for success. First, let's discuss about the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs for short. These goals are like a roadmap for creating a better and more sustainable future for everyone. The SDGs were introduced to tackle some of the biggest challenges we face today, such as poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental damage, and the need for peace and justice. There are 17 goals in total, and each one is designed to address a specific issue. These goals are meant to be universal targets that both countries and businesses can work toward. They're not just for governments, but for everyone, including companies, organizations, and individuals. The idea is that by working together on these goals, we can make significant progress in creating a more sustainable and equitable world. The Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) include 169 targets spread across the 17 goals. These targets provide specific, measurable objectives that help guide progress towards achieving each goal by 2030 and beyond. The Paris Agreement is a significant international treaty focused on addressing climate change, and it's legally binding, meaning countries that sign it are obligated to meet their commitments. The main goal is to limit global warming to well below 2 Celsius above pre-industrial levels, with an aspirational target of 1.5 Celsius. This is crucial because even a small increase in global temperatures can have drastic impacts on the environment, including more frequent and severe weather events, rising sea levels, and loss of biodiversity. To achieve these targets, Countries have agreed to take various actions to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. This includes transitioning to renewable energy sources, enhancing energy efficiency, and promoting sustainable practices in agriculture and industry. For businesses, aligning with the Paris Agreement means taking concrete steps to reduce their carbon footprint. It's about integrating sustainability into the core of business strategies to not only comply with regulations, but also to lead in the transition to a low carbon economy. Overall, the Paris Agreement represents a global commitment to tackle climate change collectively, and it sets a clear framework for action. It's a call for businesses, governments, and individuals to work together to ensure a sustainable and livable planet for future generations. The Triple Bottom Line (TBL) Sustainability Framework is a concept that encourages organizations to consider not only their financial performance, but also their social and environmental impacts. Unlike traditional business models that focus solely on profits, the TBL approach expands this to include people's social and planet environmental alongside profit. The profit aspect of the TBL measures the economic value created by the organization. It includes traditional financial metrics like revenue, costs, and profitability. However, in the TBL framework, profit is not just about making money, but doing so in a way that is sustainable and ethical. The social aspect of the TBL focuses on how a business impacts people, both within and outside the organization. This includes fair labor practices, employee well-being, diversity and inclusion, community involvement, and human rights considerations. Companies are encouraged to support their employees, customers, and communities by fostering positive social impacts. The environmental component of the TBL assesses a company's impact on the natural world. This involves reducing ecological footprint, minimizing waste and pollution, conserving resources, and promoting sustainable practices such as renewable energy use and biodiversity conservation. Organizations are expected to operate in a way that is environmentally responsible and seeks to mitigate climate change and other environmental risks. Now, let's move on to our last section of this module, current trends in the world of sustainability. The circular economy is a sustainability principle that aims to minimize waste and make the most of resources. Unlike the traditional linear economy, which follows a take, make, dispose model, the circular economy promotes a closed-loop system where products, materials, and resources are kept in use for as long as possible. This means designing products for durability, reuse, repair, and recycling, rather than disposal. The goal is to create a regenerative system that benefits businesses, society, and the environment by reducing resource depletion, pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. By embracing the circular economy, businesses can innovate, save costs, and contribute to a more sustainable future. Net zero emissions is a sustainability goal aimed at reducing the amount of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere. The concept revolves around achieving a balance between the emissions produced and the emissions removed or offset, ultimately resulting in no net addition to the atmosphere. This is crucial in combating climate change, as greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide contribute to global warming. Achieving net zero emissions involves transitioning to renewable energy sources, improving energy efficiency, and implementing technologies that capture and store carbon dioxide. It's about taking responsibility for our environmental impact and ensuring a sustainable future for generations to come. Achieving net zero emissions is a global commitment aimed at limiting the rise in global temperatures to well below 2°C, with efforts to reach 1.5°C compared to pre-industrial levels. Over 130 countries have pledged to achieve net zero emissions by mid-century, covering about 70% of global emissions. Major corporations like Microsoft and Amazon have set ambitious net zero targets, and thousands of businesses and cities worldwide have joined the Race to Zero campaign. Renewable energy sources are rapidly expanding, with renewables accounting for over 30% of global electricity generation in 2021. While countries like the UK and New Zealand have enshrined net zero targets into law, achieving these goals will require overcoming technological, political, and financial challenges, while also presenting opportunities for innovation and economic growth. Sustainable finance refers to financial activities that integrate environmental, social, and governance ESG criteria into decision-making processes. It aims to promote sustainable development and long-term value creation while considering the impact on society and the environment. Sustainable finance includes practices such as investing in companies with strong ESG performance, providing green loans and bonds for sustainable projects, and incorporating ESG factors into risk management and corporate governance. The goal is to mobilize capital towards activities that support a transition to a low-carbon, more inclusive, and sustainable economy. By aligning financial flows with sustainability goals, sustainable finance seeks to address global challenges like climate change, social inequality, and environmental degradation, while promoting economic stability and resilience. Social impact and inclusion in sustainability focuses on making sure everyone benefits from economic growth, especially those who are often left behind. It's about creating workplaces and communities that are fair and inclusive, where everyone has equal opportunities. This includes supporting businesses that prioritize social or environmental goals alongside making money. Companies are also getting better at measuring and reporting on how their actions affect society to be more open and responsible. Recent trends show a growing focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion, both in the workplace and in how companies do business. There's also more interest in investing money where it can make a difference, like in healthcare, education, and affordable housing, as well as in making sure that companies are doing good for people and the planet, not just making profits. In this module, we laid the foundation for our exploration of sustainability by defining its core concepts and examined its significance in today's world. We explored key trends shaping the sustainability landscape and introduced essential frameworks that guide sustainable practices. We began by defining sustainability and explored its multifaceted nature. Sustainability encompasses the principles of environmental stewardship, social equity, and economic prosperity, with the aim of meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. We learned the importance of balancing environmental, social, and economic considerations to achieve long-term sustainability. Finally, we examined key trends driving sustainability initiatives worldwide. We discussed emerging trends such as circular economy practices, sustainable finance, net zero emissions, and social inclusion. Next, we introduced essential frameworks and methodologies that provide guidance for sustainable decision-making and action. These frameworks include the Triple Bottom Line TBL, which emphasizes the integration of environmental, social, and economic factors in business operations. We also discussed other influential frameworks such as the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) and Paris Agreement and climate goals. This knowledge will serve as a crucial starting point for our exploration of sustainability management and practices in the subsequent modules.